while, y'all, since we've done a wheel painting video, so I'm gonna go through this with you today. We're over here at Papa T's and we are painting Ben's wheels. So Date Night, AKA the Super Retro Fox, is getting some Saleen wheels, as you can see, and he doesn't know what color we're painting them today. But I want to put something on here that I think is going to look really nice on his car. But with that being said, a lot of you want to know, how do I go about painting my wheels? First off, I want to tell you that you can paint them with the tires on. You can just put playing cards around the edges like this and paint them, but they're a lot easier to do if they're off the tire. Now, every wheel is going to be in some type of different condition. As you can see, these wheels are pretty chipped up, but they're not too bad. So I'm actually going to be using base coat today and not spray paint, but you guys are welcome to use spray paint, but I will recommend that you put a 2K clear over the top. We got 320 grit on here, and we're just going to start to blend all these little chips in. See how I just blended that? You want to be able to run your finger across it and not really feel it. Now, the difference between working on a set of wheels and auto body, like the side of a car, is you can have somewhat of a low spot like this, like a really quick transition, and you won't notice it on a small area. Spots like this will get you in trouble. You'll see that. Not on a wheel, on something small. That's all of the high spots along the edges, right? And this is just smoothing it out. I'm going to refer to these as a face wheel. They're not necessarily a face wheel. But what I mean by this is they got a lot of surface area along the face of the lip here. Guys, I want to tell you this. You can go have your wheels powder coated and you can take them to the shop to get your tires changed, and you'll still, especially on a Saleen wheel for some reason, you'll still chip the edges right here a lot of times. Unless they have some really good equipment with some soft tools to use. Typically you'll get nicks and scratches and stuff along the edges. So that's why I recommend for you guys to just paint your own wheels, because it's a lot cheaper, easier, and you can go back in and touch up any little spots. Ben, listen, your wheels are a little jacked up here, buddy. I'm gonna do the best I can do to save them for you, but without taking them all the way down. But they're a little rough around the edges, but we should be able to make them look good, at least from a distance. I know your center caps are going to go here, but it's best to come in and clean all these loose edges, because what will happen is if you paint over this stuff and it starts to flake, it's going to pull the paint and clear and everything with it. Cool. There again, if you want to do this by hand, take you some 320 grit, something like that, and just start working them. Just like this. A better option is this. This is a 3M soft pad, okay? Super fine. You can take this because it conforms to the edges a little better and just push it in there and scuff everything up. Because I'm going to be honest with you, unless you got some really just jacked up wheels on the inside, just scuff them up. You should be good. There's not much else to show you. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here, and then we'll get into the spraying portion of it. Sand until things feel smooth. Now, this is not the color the wheels are going to be. This is just a good little base. And boy, is it thin. So we're going to come in with a real light tack coat, I think is what we're going to do here. That already looks kind of cool. It's almost like a gunmetal gray. Anyway, you just want to take your time. You don't have to be a great painter to paint wheels. You can kind of peck and poke around and experiment a little bit, and it'll work. You don't have to, worry about your stroke or, lines in it and stuff like that. I will say though that this is trying to fisheye a little bit over here, so I'm going to lay off of this. And we're going to come over here and really just put a light dusting on the next wheel. You're not even really going to be able to see it, but that'll help it go ahead and bite down, hopefully. Oh, God, it was different. Holy shit. Wow. One quick pass and it's already covered. it's got some depth to it. That's what I like about it. It's got brightness, and then it's got a color to it, like a charcoal almost. Nah, it's all good. All right, y'all, we got everything sprayed out. Now here's what I did with these. I went kind of heavy across the top and kind of light inside. So if you guys remember the old hyper coat wheels that you could get back in the day from OE Wheels and things like that, they had basically a bad powder coat job, is what you could call it, because they didn't, the powder coat did not go in here very good. But what it did was it gave it a little bit of depth. Now these don't really have that, but it's pretty close. And this is about as close as we're going to get to a hyper coat finish. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and squirt some clear on these things, and I'll show you guys what they look like once we're done. All right, let's take a look at the wheels now that we're done spraying them. I've got one wheel over here that I'm going to have to respray. The gun dripped clear coat all over that wheel. But outside of that, though, look at how pretty this color is. Now, this is a silver, but do you see how it changes in the light? Now, check this out. I'm going to show you guys how much of a difference it makes. Look at this. So they go from like a gunmetal gray to almost a silver, and then to almost like a chrome. They look really good. Look at the difference in the color from wheel to wheel. How that one's more silver. Guys, that looks awesome. I love this color. This is the color that's on the bottom of the Carbon Fox, by the way. This is what it looks like. I'm very happy with the color. Look at that. Ooh, that's so pretty. Well, Ben, I hope you like your new wheels, or painted wheels at least. I think they look pretty cool. We'll have to redo one of them over here, but outside of that, yeah, they look really good. So we'll get them outside here in a few minutes and look at them. I'll see you guys then. Here's the final product. What I want to leave you guys with is you can do this. You can go out right now and you can make money on the side painting people's wheels. Think about that for a second. You can go to Harbour Freight. I used a $10 Harbour Freight door jamb gun. You could use a little small air compressor, and you could go out and you could paint wheels for people. Remember, you can do this. Anything I do, you can do as well. I think these wheels turned out awesome though. I'm so glad to be able to give them to Ben. I think they're gonna look awesome on the Super Retro Fox, AKA Date Night. It's gonna be beautiful. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, y'all. And as always, thanks for watching.